on. Hold on. Is this working? It's on. What's up, guys? Hold on. You know what I'm going to do? I have been very excited about this bobblehead, so you guys are going to get to see me do this in real time. I'm moving this bobblehead to here. I'm moving these guys here. Jason Kelsey, you are now moving over to here. Baseball, you move here. How is everybody doing? We're going to pretend. There you go. We can do two Phillies hats there. And then we'll do this. It's not like it's going to matter. You guys will all see it. You guys don't see it anyway because my head's in the way, right? So, look. This is Outlier Inside Show. We're going to mess around. Oh, look at this. Shayne's in right away. Shayne.
I'm on time today, baby.
Dude, wait. Where are you? You don't have any jerseys behind you.
I took them off the wall. They're in the corner here. I don't know. I'm trying to switch up my background.
Okay, well, you look like a gamer now.
Yeah, it's I got these stupid little Groove lights. Shout out Groove. They're like LED lights. I got them hooked up on the wall down here.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, man.
I was just moving my Phillies hats around because I don't really care, and I'm making it so you can sort of see my Jason Kelsey drunk bobblehead or Funko Pop. But you and I are gonna. First of all, how did your weekend go NFL wise?
Good weekend NFL. I forget what I had, honestly. I had a bunch. I think I lost one bet, and it was because of that stupid Dolphins safety that got me. But other than that, I had Chiefs. I took them live -3.5. 49ers -3.5. Broncos.
Wait, the Chiefs got down to 3.5 live?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a bad
Broncos
line. That's a horrible line. They should have put 5.5. That's a terrible line for them.
Yeah, and then I got to look at headline. Broncos -7.5. That closed almost like 14, so that was good little CLV there.
Yeah,
and then our birds, baby. Our birds.
Dude, back. The Fangio defense is ready.
Cooper DeJean.
Looks very, very ready. If people were asking me this morning, who do I like on futures and stuff, and I said Jalen Hurts has no turnovers in his last 3 games, and they have a lot of marquee matchups coming up. He's 20-1. I would absolutely bet that.
They looked really bad. Like they were really, really good, and they looked really bad. And now they're starting. I mean, granted,
they look good. They look good. They looked really good. I still don't like Sirianni, but they look really good. They looked really, really good.
Turn in the corner.
Turn in a corner. No, they looked really good. And I mean, I obliterated the board yesterday, like to the point where I literally just like Venmo'd my wife $100, and I was like, "Go get your hair done. Like, do it. It's great." Oh, yeah. I crushed it yesterday. I also have found this really cool angle that I'm going to talk about on here that I go after role players in NBA. It's something that you like as well. But I have you on for the big reason. The first reason, we're going to talk a little bit of NFL. We only got one game tonight, which is fine, and it's an awful, awful looking game.
Yeah.
So, all right. So off the bat, is Russ going to cook? What's
Russ
going on?
cook. And
Russ
before I say
cook?
that, I'm allowed to say this because I did take the Steelers against the Jets when Russ's first game back, and I said Russell Wilson is slept on. That Broncos offense was terrible last year, but Russell Wilson has some decent metrics.
They're the same guy. They're the same guy.
I like the Steelers again tonight. I took them against the Jets. I'm taking them again tonight.
Nice. Well, here's my issue. The only issue I have is that when was the last time? The last time that the Steelers were laying 6 at home was like the Ben Roethlisberger era. Yeah. Keep that in mind. Yes. Hold on. Brandon Porter is jumping in. I think this was Porter. I love due to my role player stuff. Jaime points. I'm on we'll talk about it later. I don't want to tell him what I'm on, but he knows what I'm on. But he's right. Yeah. I mean, this Giants team's gonna have problems. The total's really low, so like I don't really want to do a side. I actually liked the over, and I took the over at 36 just because, like, who cares?
It's low.
I also think though that Daniel Jones is possibly going to get benched in the middle of the game. We saw that happen already, and like they want to pull the plug. It looks like, and like I mean. I don't know any times when a guy's been blown out and a dude gets benched for the entire fourth quarter of a game unless you're trying to trade him.
I mean, if they lose again, they'll be 2-6, and there's a lot of teams that are 2-6. So that tank for like what Shador or Cam Ward. I mean, those are probably the top two. I don't. Think
Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's going to transfer better overall, just based on. I just think Cam Ward's the truth.
So yeah, that tank's going to be interesting. There's a lot of. If they lose tonight, there's a lot of 2-6 teams: the Jags, the Raiders. These are Panthers.
So here's the thing. So common opponent. They both have one common opponent, and that common opponent is the Dallas Cowboys, and both of them lost to them by 5 or less.
Hmm.
So, and look, if you want me to get nerdy like some of this EV crowd, I think the Steelers laying 6 at home is a little much, but whatever. We're just gonna. I think Daniel Jones. I already know what your tweet's gonna say. It's gonna say Daniel Jones is stinky. There are certain things that I like a lot from the team prop perspective. I like the Giants under 15.5 points a lot against this team. I just like this is the Giants team that we are talking about right here. When you do not have Andrew Thomas and you do not have a left tackle and your backup left tackle stinks too, this is the team that you are getting. 7 points against a Bengals team that is bad, and 3 points against an Eagles team that was reeling.
With no pass rush, honestly.
With no pass rush and a backup LT. They had the first sack of the game. I won on the first sack of the game in that game. Like 15 against that, like it doesn't impress me to get 29 points against Seattle. I think they're trash. It doesn't impress me to get 21 points against Cleveland. I think they're trash. And the Commanders game was also a weird game because it was also the second week of the season. So no one's doing that.
Again, the Commanders are a tremendously different football program from what they were
way different. Porter's saying are all Steelers games on primetime. Yes, and Jets. Pitt's defensive TD. We'll take a look at it. But look, I like Giants under 15.5 points. I think that's a really good price. And then I'm ready to kind of get hurt again and get into some props. And I will show you immediately what I like first, which is, it pops up first. Van Jefferson I know we're on a Russ kick, but Van Jefferson under 12.5 on his longest. His receiving yards is set at 18.5, and that's fine. And people can do whatever with that. But he's used for basically just to get a first down, kind of ADOT thing. He's only going to get 3 targets. So you really only got to survive 3 throws, okay, for this possibly to happen. And the reality is that Russ, I don't think Russ really cares about him the way he does everybody else. I think Pickens has a much better matchup in this. I think this guy stinks. He still doesn't hit it. Like, keep this in mind. He has not hit this. He hasn't even hit this on this team. So Russ or not, like even with Russ playing out of his mind last week, he still didn't hit this. All right. And I don't think Russ is going to play out of his mind this week. I think he'll play fine. He didn't hit this. I loved it. I love it. It's the under, taking that, boom. And that was a big one that I like. What are some things that you kind of were looking at?
I guess the Giants run a lot of cover 3, and when they do, Russell Wilson likes to target.
Yeah, by the way, do you want to tell the nerds at home how do you find out what type of defense they're playing, other than guys like you and I who played sports, go and we watch and we're like, oh, you have 2 high safeties, you're playing Tampa too. How do normal nerds find out what type of defense a team is playing?
You can go to Fantasy Pros and stuff like that, other websites that chart the defenses and what they do week by week. So you kind of can see what kind of like what we do with baseball, Berg, of like the pitcher has a 3-pitch mix, right? So you know exactly what the batters are going to get. And that's kind of what you can do with quarterbacks. If they run a lot of zone, they run a lot of man, you kind of can see what the quarterback's going to get. So the Russell Wilson should see a lot of cover 3 tonight, and he loves to target George Pickens in cover 3, which means we can target George Pickens against a terrible Deonte Banks, who this season, when targeted, is allowing over a 130 passer rating and 15 yards per reception. I don't think he was good coming out of Maryland. He hasn't turned out to be the first overall pick, shutdown corner that the Giants wanted him to be. So I'm looking at a George Pickens over receptions, or I think his little coming out game last week against the Jets and Sauce Gardner and so forth is a really foreshadowing what he's going to do tonight.
Yeah, dude. Look at this. This is right here. You can see it. Like the 84th out of he ranked terribly. This is good. I like This is another reason why I don't like Jefferson. He's drawing he's going to draw the better cornerback.
Yeah, CB2.
Yeah. So nope, that's a good call out. Let me see this.
Also, the Giants should be you mentioned the left tackle being out. The right tackle, Illuminor, he's questionable. And if you look and see the offensive line, Watt, Hayward, and Highsmith, they might have 5+ sacks and might score more points than the offense themselves.
It's funny because this is a terrible.
It's bad. Illuminor's even injured, so he might even get to start.
This is bad. Zendu doesn't even qualify for a ranking because he's so bad. And you have the worst center in the league.
Center. John Michael Schmitz ranks 35th out of 36 centers in run blocking, so he's
yeah,
dead
he's really
last in
bad.
run block for centers.
He's really bad. Neighbors should be fine though. Neighbors probably receptions is what I would like because I think the line's gonna collapse. Ironically, though, what I do like in that, so hold on, you like the Pickens receptions over? I like that.
Yeah,
Let's do this. Oh yeah, this looks good.
I think 5 is definitely doable.
I think 5 is extremely doable. How many targets did he get last week?
A lot.
Oh, he had 9. Yeah,
9,
dude.
yeah.
This is
Against
against what I would against Sauce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jets.
This is fine.
Way better
I like
Jets
that
secondary.
I like that bet a lot. I actually really like that bet. I'm actually what is the yeah, why not? Might do that. I don't know. I might kind of sprinkle and ladder a little bit. I like that a lot. I don't like George Pickens. I think Garrett Wilson's a better version of George Pickens in terms of like guys who battle for balls. But yeah, that's one I like. Let me look at Porter was looking at the defensive TD. The problem I have is just that I don't know if Daniel Jones is gonna. I don't think Daniel Jones hasn't been throwing a ton of picks. And I think he's gonna get benched. They've
been running him more.
They run him so much. He went under it last week. I mean, when I look at some of the stuff, when I'm looking at some of the stuff on defense, I'm looking at like, rushing ADOTs and stuff like that. Like the thing is that the rushing defense for, the yards per carry, let's look at the yards per carry. Yeah, man, Pittsburgh's yards per carry is good. Pittsburgh's rushing defense is nuts. So I actually though weirdly like, so I would maybe almost look at, let's see, what's his attempts? His rush attempts, that's a little too high for me. But I've been playing first sack market a lot, and I weirdly like Giants first sack more than I like Steelers first sack. Steelers actually don't generate a ton of sacks; they just generate a ton of pressure
because they know who's coming. You know what I mean? They know they got to get rid of that ball.
And they don't necessarily they also just like they gang up is what they do. Yeah, and their offensive line is, I would quote you, kind of stinky. That being said, like I actually really do like this Giants defensive line. I think Dexy and Burns are pretty good in there. So I think it's plus money or it's minus 105 on DK. I'm gonna probably take that as one of them. But yeah, man, I like that Pickens play a lot. Let me look up. I know Porter wanted to see like, well, what are we doing with a defensive touchdown? And let me just see what that is, like whose touchdowns or whatever. I'm not going to get defensive in here. I'm sure defensive is what 500. Well, here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna look it up on FanDuel.
Yeah, pricing is weird with these primetime games.
Don't worry about special. So the playing special teams defensive TD combined is a sham. It's a completely different cap. Like the reality is that you should just be play the defense because you're getting so much more out of it. Let me just see what it is.
They also ruined the kickoff now.
They've also ruined the kickoff, so you're never going to get it. It's stupid. Defensive TD plus 650. I like that.
Not bad. What's his INT, Jones? Just out of curiosity.
That's where I would want to look at now. If
that's like plus 150. I mean,
let's see.
No, it's not even plus 150. No way.
It's only minus 120.
It's not bad. I don't know.
It's not bad. I mean, if this was minus 150, it'd be very different. I mean, I like him at 28-1. I don't even know if 28-1
turnover because I think he gets sack strip fumbled pretty quickly tonight.
Well, then if that's the case, I mean, plus 650 is a very good price for a defensive TD. And yeah, so it's not bad. I mean, so my thing that I looked at is on the receiving is like I like to look at who has a lot of yak or is giving up a ton of yak. Steelers, by design give up a lot of yak. So I kind of want to look at if I was going to take somebody on the Giants, who would that be that gets a lot of yak yards? And that is
the running back, because we know Patrick Queen's guarding literally air. You saw what he did.
He is terrible.
Brees Hall, 5 receptions, 400 yards. I tweeted about it. Man, I can't
yak Peru. Hold on, the Yaks Peru. Yes, Singletary. Devin Singletary is getting both their running backs are getting the most Yaks Peru. I would take probably.
Is Tracy starting tonight or Singletary? I know Singletary was injured.
Yeah, he sucks. I think I want Tyron Tracy over receiving yards. Oh, receiving yards is only 8.
Yeah.
I
like that.
I like that.
If you listen, I like
it. I like it, guys. I'm gonna take the
I like it at any number as long as Patrick Queen's guarding him.
It is. I mean, look, let's look at him over here. He's just
He's
kind of
bad.
yeah, dude. He's just floating around, and Patrick
Really.
Patrick Queen's back here in no man's land. Yeah, that's I like the Tyron Tracy over receiving. For that exact reason. I don't think they're
He
gonna
lost
get
over
him.
100 passer rating. Patrick Queen when targeted.
He's terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Anything else you like in this game?
I'm on an early line of 4.5. Steelers. I like.
I don't even think. Which, by the way, guys, like take the 6, even though it's fine. It's like 4.5. You still need the same score. You still need a touchdown to win.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I wouldn't go past 6.5. 6 is kind of like where I would go. I like the defensive turnover with Watt and that weak Giants defensive line. I like Tracy receiving yards at you, and I like Pickens receptions. I think that's kind of the script tonight, right?
Yeah, I think that those are good ones. Pivoting a little bit to NBA. Have you looked at NBA yet today?
Just Suns. Mark Budenhauser. I have him coach of the year.
Yeah.
It came down a little bit.
That was when you texted me and you're like, the Suns coach. I want him as I was like, who do you have for coach of the year? And I said, yeah, Bud. And you're like, no, I want the Suns coach. I'm like, yeah, it's the same guy, dude. It's the same guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know his name. I just looked at the number.
Nickname coaches on me, man. I'm showing my age there. But
it was really funny.
I like them tonight against the Lakers. They're at home. They're at the bottom there. They opened around 2.5 up to 4. So obviously some people agree with me. And Mark
or LeBron's not playing.
Yeah, or that. And Mark Bud is a favorite at home. I mean, obviously
they just played a week ago. Dude, they just played a week ago.
Yeah.
They just played a week ago, and that line was
plus 1.5,
Suns getting 1.5, and they lost. And now they're hosting them, and they're by 4.
Yeah. Wait, click injuries. Who's not playing? Someone's got to be not playing.
I bet you LeBron's questionable. Bradley Beal's a game time decision.
Wow.
But the reality situation is that this is a fishy line because basically they played each other a week ago. They played each other a week ago with them as dogs, and they lost. So naturally, everybody's going to be like, "Oh man, look, I'm getting points with the Lakers." Yeah, this is a smash spot.
Yeah, I think so too. It's kind of hard to beat a team twice. Like people don't understand how hard it is to continuously beat a team. Obviously, if you're like the Pistons or the Nets, it's hard. But if you're a competent program,
2 buckets. It's less than it's 2 buckets. I think it's fine.
Yeah,
and you can see, it opened up at 2. It immediately went up.
Yeah, I think that's bad.
That's injury news too.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think LeBron is not playing.
Yeah, I took it. I did take a 3, so I'm holding a 3. I mean, 3 to 4 was not that much of a difference, but
it's not that much of a difference.
Yeah,
I'll be on that with you. I don't have any sides yet, but I am on. Let me do my fun filter. Where am I on? I'm on Jalen Green over his rebounds and assists. I think this is a bonkers line for a dude who's like playing 35 minutes a game and just like has the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He played 33 minutes. Like, and they're going against the Spurs. Like, this is a very stupid line. So I've been taking a lot of these. I know Porter pointed out like high May points. I went with what's his name? Jovic. I went with his PR. I got it 12.5. I gave it out at 12.5. Yeah, now it's 13.5. Yeah, man. He's dude. I mean, here's the thing about NBA. I wouldn't take it now. Well, actually, I would take it at half. But like, yeah, man. I mean, look, this is another dude. Like so far this season, 24 minutes and then 29 minutes. Like, and both of these games. I mean, one game was a blow. He had less time in the blowout, sure, and then they won this game was a blowout and he still got it, and they're favored by 6. So
another really fun thing you can do with these on FanDuel, they're like the market that does it. You can bet all these lines live. So if they come out slow the first 6 minutes, I'm not necessarily saying they're missing or there's not getting opportunity, but you can bet them live for a decent price as well, which you should. NBA live betting is pretty good.
It's awesome. And there's also the other things I want to tell everybody is that Buddy Hield is a wagon. Rebounds and assists. Find these guys that are the 6th man that are playing like 28 minutes and bet their RA that's at like 4.5 because RA is a usage prop and that's just incredibly stupid for it to be that low.
So possibly everybody thought Kuminga, most improved player, but that Buddy Hield 6 man, he's making
Buddy Hield, dude, he's a perfect fit on that team.
He really is. As a veteran too.
As a veteran and a guy who just wants to shoot threes, he's perfect. Yeah. He's perfect on that team. No, I like that. The other thing that I gave out today, so there's 2 NFL line futures that I like. I like Mahomes at 5-1 for MVP because he's
If they don't
playing
lose the
Josh.
game, yeah, that's money.
He's also playing Josh Allen in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and Josh Allen's ahead of him, and he's beat Lamar, and Lamar's leading.
Yeah.
And he literally has bums on that team. And I really like Jonathan Gannon 22-1 for Coach of the Year because that team has already hit its win total from last year. Is 4-4 in a division where they beat the 49ers in there. So they are 3-1 to win their division. The Niners have the shortest odds. They beat the Niners in San Francisco. They blew out the Rams. They just went to Miami and beat Miami, who I don't like, but beating Miami in Miami anytime before November is actually a big deal.
Yeah.
And
they're a favorite next game too, at home against the Bears.
They beat their schedule's pretty soft. The rest of the year. They beat the chart. They beat up Harbaugh.
Chargers,
who everybody loves. Yeah, dude. I mean,
49ers.
So here's the deal, man. I think it's between him and Quinn. But the reality is that if you get to they win that division, this is 3-1 easily, and they're poised to be able to do a lot of that stuff. And their deep ball defense is fantastic. So, anyway,
I like it.
22-1. So, that's it right now on DK. I took that this morning. So, yeah, look at me giving out some futures.
And the markets are always good for futures.
Yeah. That's just too long for a guy. It's too long for a team. They have the second shortest odds in the division. They beat the people. They beat the team in San Francisco that's ahead of them. That's just,
I didn't even realize that they did beat the 49ers. That's impressive.
Right. So those odds are not right. So anyway, I don't know. I had CJ in my ear who was like, I think Andy Reid's going to win it because he's never won it. And I'm like, I don't think that's happening. But
unless he goes undefeated, I don't see how he wins. His quarterback's too good to take, credibility. His
quarterback's too good. He has a generational talent at quarterback. But
you can't really give Andy the edge over Patrick.
No, I can't. Okay, so this was short and stuff, but here's what we got for everybody. We got Giants team total under, Van Jefferson longest under, Pickens receptions, we like Tyron Tracy receiving yards. We like the Suns. And we like Jovic points and rebounds. That's me. So all right, Shayne, where can everybody find you the rest of the day if they want to hear you screaming at people?
Yeah, you can follow all my ranting nonsense on Twitter at Shayne Trail. It's SHAYNE and then Trail TRAIL.
Killer, man. All right, dude. Thanks everybody for coming by. This is a little bit short, but it's because we don't have a billion games, and we will be back later this week. Maybe I'll do one in my Ricky Bobby costume. We will see.
Oh yeah,
but I will. Yeah, really. I will see you guys soon. Good luck, all of you, with your bets.